Hello, everyone. It's 10:30 a.m. in the morning exact. Well, I tried to sit down here and hold my homeless targeted individual sign, and it was a younger black female that came over and told me that I couldn't hold up the sign here and that I have to go stand over there by the ferry and hold up the sign. And I'm wondering, what's the difference or what harm is it? You know, but everybody was ignoring my sign anyway, like they always do, or they see me walking with my sign and they deliberately turn their head on purpose. So I'm trying to get help and also at the same time spread awareness about the targeting. But I think the people who deliberately turn their heads, they know their perps and they're guilty and they don't want to face their guilt. So I got very little sleep in the middle of the night. And the online perps probably already know, like they seek to stalk everything I do. And if there's something that they don't know, they will not rest until they find out. And they brag about their internet crimes. So the online perps, I hope they don't know, but they probably fraudulently and illegally already know, when I'm street homeless, where I go at. But in case they don't know, I'm not going to disclose where. So the place I was at, an elderly lady, I was sitting on a bench, quiet, minding my business, charging my phone, and having failed attempts at trying to go to sleep. And Thursday morning, I guess, she saw me, and she didn't tell me much of nothing. Any of the other workers that worked there, they didn't tell me anything. So then I tried to ask her for the bus schedules. I tried to ask her for a bus schedule, and she got an attitude like there were other people who were by her, but she didn't tell them anything. But I'm the only one who was singled out and treated like a pest. And she told me to basically get away from her and get from behind her and then go around to the front. And then this morning, I was on my phone, charging my phone and quiet, minding my business or whatever. And I had my earbuds in. And so, because they blast loud music or play loud music, so I try to block out the outside noise. And so she tried to get my attention. And I said, hello, and she was saying, oh, I just was, telling you hello or whatever. And then I said, oh, well, hi or whatever. Then later on, she sat at her desk or whatever, and other people were customers or whatever were hanging around there. And then she had left and gone for a very long time. And then she came back and sat at her desk for a while again. And then got up and then left and then came back again. And then she started harassing me, telling me I had to get up and leave or whatever, or that I had to go sit somewhere else. And I'm like, well, there are two men sitting on those other benches. I can't go and sit by them. She was like, well, they have people who don't feel easy with you being by the ATM. You see that pole right there? The distance between me and that pole pretty much was the distance between where I was sitting and the ATM, pretty much somewhere around there. So I'm all into my phone. I mean, I'm not even, you know, concerned about, people using the ATM, and nobody really uses that ATM anyway, from what I've observed. And so then, she was starting to get rude and nasty. So I questioned her about being rude and mean. And then she got more hostile and belligerent and started acting like an abusive, narcissistic Karen. And then after that, she tried to lie and say that she was asking me nicely, in which she had a very rude, nasty tone. And I don't know if she was prejudiced or homeless or racist or just picking on me because she's a gang stalker, because that was just weird. So then, she started to make threats to call the sheriff on me or whatever. I asked a few other workers and I told them what happened. They said that homeless people can stay there, and that as long as you ain't bothering nobody. So they were trying to say I should move, man. Damn flies. They was trying to suggest that I go on the they were trying to suggest that I go on the third floor or whatever, But I was not even trying to bother nobody, and I'm trying to figure out what did I do wrong. And that seemed very similar to that place in Pensacola, that Southtown Market. That lady, I was going there off and on for for at least 2 years. And then the lady just chose 4th of July of 2022 to switch into red clothes just so she can harass me after 2 hours. And I was a customer and bought ice cream. And so she went to harass me she would look for an excuse and made up a lie for an excuse to harass me and kick me out of there. And who the hell keep on jump sitting? Old people jump sitting like some freaking doggone toddlers. So I mean, it seems like that lady tried to falsely accuse me, like the lady from this morning. She tried to falsely accuse me of always being there all day, every day, and then saying you can't live here. And then when I said, well, do I have to leave or am I not allowed here? And then she didn't give me a straight answer. But then other workers were saying that, yeah, it's no problem. And yes, homeless people are allowed to be there as long as we don't bother anybody. But she was bothering and harassing me. And she couldn't give me a straight answer on whether or not I was allowed to be there. So I went upstairs and finished charging my phone or whatever until it was time to go. Because she waited till it was almost time for me to go. Like maybe 45 minutes before it was time for me to go, to start picking on and harassing me. So I went back downstairs to get on the bus. And I told her straight to her face, I said, you evil, narcissistic, gang-stalking witch, you going to hell. I told her straight to her face. And she gave me this long stare, and her eyes followed me all the way until after I walked out of the door. Like, because she had to have been a perp to be acting all bizarre like that for no reason at all. Excuse me. So she really ruined my morning. So I don't even know if... And then there was another security guard who was just from upstairs. He was discreetly filming everything, filming the whole altercation. And then there was another security guard. He also looked up and looked shocked, when I told the lady off, And I don't care if she was 300 freaking years old. She was an old ass lady. So I don't even know where to go.